Hello, guys, and welcome to another interesting episode of Madrid, my DNA, the home of everything Madridistas, as we discuss you through Real Madrid's latest and important update. Kickstarting with today's agenda, former Real Madrid and German man Mesut Ozil, in a recent media interaction, talked his time with Real Madrid and the current Real Madrid era. Also talked about Barcelona form of late, talked about new signing Jude Bellingham, compatriot Antonio Rüdiger, youngster Guler, and the La Liga title race for the 2023-24 season. We are going to be discussing you through that on this episode detailedly as we progress, so please stay tuned right up to the end. Do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel, turn on your notification bells so you do not miss on our daily Real Madrid updates. Real Madrid head into the El Clásico coming off a splendid win over Manchester City in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. The game may not have been pretty, but it was a Real Madrid win through and through. Barcelona, meanwhile, entered the game off a crushing defeat to Paris Saint-Germain, advantage Real Madrid. The build-up to the El Clásico, as always, is bursting across the Spanish media, and Marca interviewed Real Madrid legend Mesut Ozil as part of the same. As a player who starred in several Clásicos and engraved his name in Real Madrid's history books, he was an apt candidate to give his 2 cents on the upcoming clash. The former Real Madrid star revealed in the interaction that he still follows the game and the team regularly before diving into a deep conversation about Los Blancos' season from the upcoming El Clásico. An intermediate thing, I am still watching the games, especially those of Real Madrid, Arsenal and Fenerbahce. He began when asked if he still watched the Galacticos games. True to his words, he admitted that he watched the team's recent clash against Manchester City, which sent them into the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. Yes, it was a fantastic night. City showed why no one wants to play against them. They dominated the game most of the time, but not entirely. Real Madrid were very smart. As always, they defended very well. I think that now Real Madrid is the big favorite to win the competition. I trust that they can win the Champions League, Ozil added. The German legend then looked back on El Clásico and spoke on the memories he had from playing Barcelona back in his days. At that time, it was the most important match in the world of soccer. Unfortunately for us, Barça was perhaps the best Barça in history. Pep's Barça was on another level, certainly different from the current Barça. I think that right now, worldwide, the attention is more focused on matches such as Liverpool versus Manchester City or other Premier League duels. Here I think El Clásico has gone down, and it is a shame, he added on the famous tie. But that's not Real Madrid's fault, since it is undoubtedly one of the best teams in the world. The problem here is Barça, which has lost potential, Ozil further clarified. Staying on the topic of El Clásico, it was impossible that Ozil not be questioned on his unforgettable long-range strike against Barcelona that hit the woodwork in the Copa del Rey. If you search on Google for Ozil best of Ozil, sooner or later you always find that shot, he said with laughter on his face. I was always motivated against Barça at 200%. I remember that at that time the media went crazy with those games. It was something else. When asked if the rivalry between Pep Guardiola and Jose Mourinho was one of the most terrifying rivalries in the history of football, Ozil said, "I would say yes. Even today, many fans miss that time, the pinnacle of football." Ozil went on to proclaim Real Madrid as clear favorite for the weekend's El Clásico and reasoned out his claim with sufficient backing. Barcelona is struggling. It is trying. They have good players in all positions, but they have had too many injuries this season, and maybe they should pay a little more attention to themselves and their mistakes and not always complain about the referees. This doesn't help. Madrid is having a fantastic season. I didn't expect it after Karim Benzema left the club, but they are doing very well, he added on Real Madrid. He then added that should Los Blancos win on the night, the league title would practically be sealed in their name. I think so. Madrid doesn't lose 2 games in a row. They are very strong. Commenting on the Nuevo Santiago Bernabeu, the club legend revealed that he hoped to visit the stadium in the near future. I want to visit the new Bernabeu in the near future. I would love to. The truth is that, for a moment, I thought I could go to Sunday's game, but in the end, things came up. But of course, I want to go back to the Bernabeu, he said. The German legend then speaking on various Real Madrid players who have defined the season for the Merengues began with Jude Bellingham saying, his first half of the season was incredible and left everyone speechless. The last few weeks, he seemed a little tired. If he wins La Liga, the Champions League and the European Championship, he could be a candidate for the Ballon d'Or. He is still very young, he is incredible, Ozil added. He was then asked which other Galactico impressed him this season, to which he picked the club's German wall in defense. Antonio Rüdiger, he is playing a world-class season. Which defender has played a better season in Europe than him, he asked. And it was also the difference in the match against Manchester City, he continued. He didn't play the second leg of last season from the beginning and they lost 4-0. In this week's game at the Etihad, Haaland was always looking for Nacho so as not to enter into any duel with Rüdiger. His mentality is incredible, Ozil added. Moving to Arda Güler, a player he knows well personally from his time in Turkey, Ozil backed the youngster to come good at Real Madrid. I know him very well. He was like my little brother when we both played at Fenerbahce. Everyone knows his talent. That's why I don't want to praise him too much and put more pressure on the youngster. His situation is not very easy to manage, especially when all the hopes of a country as fascinating for soccer as Turkey is placed on him, he added on the prodigy. He then insisted that Guler's time at Real Madrid would come and that it was just a matter of time. Have patience, I am sure his time will come. He is still very young. He can learn a lot in each workout and he has world-class players in front of him. Patience is the key, Ozil continued. Finally, he was asked if Guler had what it took to script an era in Real Madrid, to which he replied, yes, maybe not this season or next, but there is time, and if it doesn't work, you can still look at cases like Odegaard, who made his way. Everyone criticized him when he didn't play as a young man, but a few years later, he has become a leader for another great European club such as Arsenal, Ozil concluded. So having discussed and concluded with that, we have come to the end of this interesting episode. Thanks for following us right up to the end. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification bells so you do not miss on our daily Real Madrid update. See you next time, and a very big Hala Madrid to us all.